Results coming from communities are much more tangible. Before, we capture a lot of information in charts and bullet points. That's not very tangible. That doesn't give you an idea of who your consumer actually is. And by sharing stories and pictures or videos, information comes much more tangible, and I think for that much more actionable as well.
In the old times, salespeople just went out on the street and they engaged with consumers on their own initiative, and I think we should encourage that. We can facilitate that, we can help them achieve that. But I think the real challenge lies with the marketers themselves. They have to go out and do stuff, go places, see people. And I'm not sure it's all methodologically driven. I think it's very much driven by the right spirit. And I think we can lead in giving the right examples.
People keep on doing research, and research reports staple on a big pile, and 70% of those insights in those research reports, they don't get to life. They are not brought into action. And one big thing which has to do with this is, I think, the involvement of the internal clients, of the managers, even the CEOs, the boardroom, into the research project, meeting the consumers. So I definitely love to bring the people from the boardroom to the living room.
I think it's good if you want to have more impact, we have to get people involved from all different layers at an earlier stage. So, and then another way is engage them through the research. Of course, they're not going to join you with the research, but there are different ways to get them into it, so make it more vivid by actually presenting your findings more vividly. And other ways is also, I think, what would be stronger is that, okay, you have findings, you have insights, but if you already can articulate that insight or translate it into a new opportunity, I think that opens up the boardroom door.
First of all, we use gamification quite a lot. We play games with research results, so we send out little quizzes, for example, to our marketing team to challenge them on their consumer knowledge. That's one. Another thing is that we really like to put insights into action. So for example, before we would organize a presentation and invite the entire marketing team, now we organize workshops for a specific brand team and really focus on one specific product category. And go a bit further, not only share information, but actually let them use the information and together ideate and see how we can put that information to use, for example, for new product developments.
Well, I actually strongly believe, as much as we're about storytelling, not to underestimate the power of tactile information. So, for example, in the past when we've done segmentations, yes, we have a PowerPoint presentation, yes, we may have a microsite you can go and visit and do a typing tool and find out which consumer segment you are, but actually, you know, we decorated all of the rooms in the building so that when you walked into certain meeting rooms, you could see what the house of that segment might look like, what their living room might look like, and what kind of music and books do they have on their shelves, what kind of movies do they watch, so that even if, let's say, the boardroom members may not ever get to see the PowerPoint, what they can start to see is the environment that consumers live in to bring to life some of the insights, and then hopefully they'll start asking questions about, okay, well, which segment am I, and which room, oh yeah, that actually looks like my room, for example.
And for it to really take a life, and for it to really have an impact on businesses, it has to be part of the core processes. It has to be visual. Our brain is not designed to understand numbers. We're designed to understand charts and graphics and pictures. So visualizing it in a way that we can relate to it and act upon it quickly is absolutely vital.
We shouldn't be talking as a research industry not only to market researchers within companies, but we should be talking with the C-level people, managing people, the people that really make the difference between in companies. And of course, market research will always be our first entry point. But in the end, what we try to do is leverage impact, make sure that our recommendations and conclusions really result into something. And for that, we need to get closer to those decision-making units within companies.
Research, to a large extent, is used as an insurance. I've taken a decision, I've gone ahead, hey, get me some data, I can save my ass. No way we're going to get into the boardroom with that kind of an attitude. Instead, I'm proud to be in the field of market research. What I do makes a significant difference, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it. Market research needs marketers, and especially from an Indian context, we just need to go all out and get public about it. That's the only way we get the CEO's attention, and only then we're going to get into the boardroom, which is a lot more work when you look at it from the emerging sectors. But a bunch of us are going ahead, putting the foot on the accelerator, and celebrating every single victory. That's the only way those that matter in these boardrooms are going to sit up and take notice. The other part is to break the door down. You need to get the fact in, you need to break the door and get into the boardroom yourself. So break it down.
Well, if it's true that the data scientists will be the most sexiest job in this century, then I think it won't take too long if we will have a lot of analysts at different profiles, at different positions within the companies. And I think the next logical step then will be that we will have a kind of a chief analytical officer to manage all those analysts in those companies. And that will shorten the distance to the boardroom immediately.